What's up, nerds? My name's Cory Bergeron, and you're watching Cory Bergeron Recordings, and we're back with a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I approach recording and editing metal drums that have intricate double bass parts. I've spent a lot of time in my career doing some extremely sketchy edits, trying to get double kicks to work within a performance. If you're working with a drummer that, may not be the most experienced, they may forget to play a kick drum or their pattern isn't right, and you gotta do all of this crazy stuff just to get it listenable, and then you have these weird edits that you're trying to clean up and cover up, and it's not fun. I never want to do that again. So this has led me to this technique, which is the solution that will assure that your double kicks are always awesome. So I'm going to show you how I do it, but first, if you plan on releasing music anytime soon, I recommend using the service DistroKid. DistroKid is a service that allows you to get your music on all the major online music stores and streaming services. For just one low annual fee, you can upload as much music as you want, and you get to keep 100% of your royalties. So if you want to sign up for DistroKid, consider using my link at www.distrokid.com/VIP/whatsupnerds, and you can save 7% when you sign up. It also supports the channel. Both are good things. Let's get into the video. Okay, so in front of me I have a Pro Tools session here, and in this Pro Tools session are some live drums. Chris Stevenson performed these drums. He was hired by the band Iliad to play the drums on their EP, and this is a small excerpt from one song, and it sounds like this. So you can hear that the drums sound good, they sound real, it's a live performance, we just have a little bit of EQ, there's no samples on these drums. But the way I approached recording these drums, because I know that it's a blast beat, and I know that this genre of music calls for a fairly tight production style, is I actually separated the hands from the feet. The reason why I did that is so I could edit them separately and have complete control over the two parts, because there is absolutely nothing worse than when you're editing drums and you have flammy snares and kicks being played at the same time, flammy kicks and toms being played at the same time, or even worse, the drummer is focusing so much on performing the double kick parts that his hands start playing super soft and it just ruins his performance. So to give me the most flexibility in editing as well as to get the best performance, I separated the two parts. So let's go through and I will play just the hands. You can see on this kick track here that there are no kick drums being performed. So this is what just the hands sound like. So you can hear, sounds a little weird, and that's because there's no kick drums in any of the overhead microphones. In this recording, we actually didn't record any room microphones because it was recorded in such a small room, so there's no kick drums in any of the overheads or any of the other mics. So let's hear just the kick drum. So that also sounds pretty silly by itself, but as you can hear, it's a real performance. You can hear that there's variations within the different kicks, which is good. And again, let me play the whole thing together for you now that you've seen behind the curtain. So if I never told you that I separated the hands from the feet, you would just think that this is a great live performance, and that's what we're going for. It's my job as the person producing this track and the person editing this track to get what I need from the musicians to create the desired end goal. Two little things I want to touch on. With the kicks here, I just kind of edited them using Beat Detective, and I got them kind of 80% close to the grid, so it's tightening up the performance, but it's not totally neutering it. But towards the end here, we have these tom hits. So we have the rack tom and we have the floor tom. What's really important to me is getting these kicks lined up with those hits. So I actually made sure that this kick lined up perfectly with the rack hit. Same with those kicks, and then same with this kick, and same with this kick. And that eliminates the flamming between the kick and the toms. And to me, that's a really undesirable sound. It sounds clean. It still sounds human. It still has the perception of human because it is two performances, but you can edit with a lot more intent and a lot more detail without creating all these weird sketchy edits. The other thing I want to touch on is if I were recording these drums in a large live room, I would actually record the room mics with the kick performance so I could blend the whole thing together so it doesn't sound like you are losing the room sound of the kick drums every time the kicks play. But for this application, since we tracked the drums in such a small room and I didn't even record room mics, I didn't think it was super necessary. So while tracking the drums for this entire EP, anytime we ran into a part that had a double kick part, whether it was like a blast beat or some like syncopated breakdown, we would actually record the kick drum separate to give me full flexibility and edit the whole thing together. And I was not the one that mixed this project. So this was a decision I made on my end to get the cleanest edits, so when we send the files off, the mixing engineer has complete control. And this is what the mixing engineer had to say once receiving the files. The mixing engineer told the band, I've gotten every song loaded up today. I wanted to send an email saying how much I appreciate how organized everything was sent. Most people don't read what I send them, but you guys did such a great job. Tell the studio you tracked with that I say thank you very much. I would love to get their contact info from you because they did such a great job. These songs are really sick and you should all be very proud. That's what you want. When you are sending files off to a mixing engineer, this is what you like to see, because I've been on the receiving end of a lot of projects and there is usually a lot of cleanup work that has to be done. So yeah, get your double kicks in line. If you think this is ruining artistic integrity, maybe it is, but I think that this gets to the goal of creating the best quality production, and I still think that it's 2 performances, so we're good here. If there's anything else production-wise you'd like to see me talk about on this channel, let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to improve your mixing, head on over to my Patreon. You can download multi-tracks for all the songs that I've done an in the mix video for on this channel. So if you want to download the multi-tracks to professional productions, you can go over to my Patreon, become a patron, download this multi-tracks, and improve your mixing. If you want to do a one-on-one lesson with me to work on whatever specific thing that you are struggling with in your audio production journey, head on over to the Patreon. You can sign up for the 2nd tier there, and we can link up and do a one-on-one lesson. That is basically it for the video. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Create more, create more, create more.